Demonstrating a little balance move here. There we go. There's a little balance move there. I like using the right hand. I'm a little bit better at it because I worked on the right hand a little bit more. Hi there. Welcome. I am your host, Shay Rippinger, here of Hip the Hoopla, and welcome to the Hoopla Y'all show. In this particular episode, I'm going to give you 4 steps of this is the theme of this show is on off body on balance. So this is part of a 4-part series, and show is a little bit different, but I'm going to give you 4 steps of how to get back into, if you're feeling a little off kilter or off balance, get back into better emotional, mental, and physical good health. So 4 ways to do that. And I'm also going to give you a laughter yoga exercise to help energize you. And that's going to be a pendulum move. It's going to be fun. And also I'm going to give you what I just previewed there, which is a hoop balance move. And you can do this with any object, but it's fun to do with a hula hoop as well. So stay tuned for that in segment 3. Alrighty. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. If you are new here, thank you. Welcome. I'm your host, Shay Rippinger of Hip the Hoopla. And if you're coming back, if you're one of my regulars, thanks so much. And if you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bells on so you get notifications of the new videos. And I forgot to put the volume down on one of the devices here. Okay, there we go. And this is a live show. This is what happens with a live show. Alrighty. So who I am, I'm Shay Rippinger of Hip the Hoopla. I help wise-minded women get happy, healthy, and more holistic. And with my humor, my heart, and hula hooping. And I'm the founder of Hip the Hoopla. And I teach hula hoop dancing. I teach a little bit of life coaching so that you can be a little bit more in balance in your life when things go on, all that kind of good stuff. And I try and approach that with humor as much as possible, because humor helps us get through a lot of things that are serious in life. And I'm going to explain why I have a slightly different tone to this show, this particular show. I took a little bit of a personal hiatus for a reason. So we'll get back into that reason coming up here. So thank you so much for watching. And yeah, let's just dive in. So, yes, and also this show is dedicated to Bill Sr. So my heart goes out to you. And yes, okay. Going to try and keep it together here. Okay, so the reason why this show is dedicated to Bill Sr., and the reason why I had to take a little bit of personal time off and away from the show for a little bit was that we had a family emergency come up. My mother-in-law, Joan Owen, she had ALS, and she went into the hospital, and we took a trip. Me and my husband drove from Idaho through the night to get back to Colorado. And my husband was able to spend the last amount of time with her while she was still alert. She apparently was waiting for him. The next day, I was with Bill Sr. in the room. And because of the COVID rules at the moment, you can have extra people in the hospital rooms. So I was the extra guest on the Monday. She was on a ventilator. She had nothing. It had nothing to do with COVID. It was with ALS. She had a tough time breathing. In her version of ALS, the body shuts down. She had a hard time swallowing and getting in oxygen, and so she was on a breathing mask. And once they removed the mask, that her time here was came to an end, and so now we have an extra angel up there. So she's up there with my mom and my two grandmas, and my grandfathers, and my great aunt, and a bunch of probably your family and friends as well. So anyway, okay. So normally I do this show with a lot of humor. I'm looking for my Kleenex box right now. Let's see here if I have one handy. I have one of my grandmother's hankies, so thanks, Grandma, so for always teaching me how to be prepared. Okay, so let's get back on to, that's the reason why this show is a little bit different. It's about getting back into balance, getting back on kilter, back to a balance point when you've been a little off kilter, and for whatever reason, that's the reason for pardon me. uh, Funny thing is, my husband is dealing with this way better. He has a whole different view of death and passing, and that comes from some of his Buddhism training, of his studies in that. And I have not studied as much in that, so I don't have that understanding. I come from an Italian family, and so family funerals are a big deal, and a big chaotic kind of thing, and all that kind of stuff. And this was a very different experience going back for this. A lot less fanfare, a lot less things. So it was way more simple than I've ever dealt with before, in the traditions of surrounding someone's passing and someone of such great importance. But yeah, so getting back to okay, I'm going to try and keep this show on time here. But anyway, the 4 ways that I was sitting with Bill Sr., and he was married to Joan for, I hope I get this number right, 58 years. 58 years. Yeah. So a very extremely long time, obviously. And, he had mentioned, that, he just didn't have somebody to talk to. And, it really, I understand that, because when my mom passed away, that was like my best friend. And, it was really quiet after she passed, and I didn't have somebody to talk to. And it took me a long time to come to peace with it. But these are some steps that I have personally used, and I found this to be kind of helpful in this. So take this for if this might be helpful to you. So step number 1 of the 4 ways of getting back to getting on balance. So the first one is to rest, reflect, and reach out. So rest. Now, don't go to sleep so that you just don't open up the curtains for a really long time. I think you sink into a deep depression if you do that. But give yourself a break and let yourself take a little bit of a rest. So, all the to-dos don't have to get done, so that's okay. So you can take a rest, a little hiatus from those things. A little reflection time is good. And so try to do that, and to reach out. This is the most important part of this step 1, the phase 1 process. That reaching out is really important, so that you're not sinking down into the hole by yourself. There are people around that are more than willing to help, and sometimes they need to be asked, sometimes they will offer, but definitely reach out. Reach out to family, reach out to friends. Sometimes your family is the friends that you have, of the people that you accumulate in your life, of your familial circle. So reach out to those people, whether it be going to the gym, going to for some people going to work, whatever that may be, by phone, by email, by text, carrier pigeon, however the heck you want to reach out to people, do that. Reaching out is very important. And I know sometimes we need to process things by ourselves and for ourselves, but also reaching out helps give you some perspective on the whole of things. Because sometimes when we go through things, when we're off kilter, we're just looking at this little thing, which of course to us is a very big thing. But there's all these other things going on as well too. So it helps to talk to people to be able to get into that. So the rest, reflect, and reach out. That all of those are in step 1. Step 2 is to do a little something, anything that feels normal. So what I mean by that, pardon me, is there are some things that you might do that are rituals that just make you personally feel good. For me, it's, waking up in the morning and having some tea and just having a warm cup of tea. I don't care if it's 90 degrees out or, if it's the middle of winter, whatever the case may be. That's one thing that's grounding for me. Whatever makes you feel normal. It could be movement. It could be talking to somebody. It could be being quiet and meditating. It could be dancing. Whatever feels good and normal to you. If there's a little something, try to do that little something that will help you get back to normal. And and not just getting back to normal, but just a little feeling of normal, a little normalcy moment, if you will. So it's not about just, glossing over everything and getting back to normal like nothing ever happened. That's not what this is about at all. But it's just getting those little moments, those little ounces that make you feel good, that make you feel normal, so to speak, that make you helps bring your perspective up a little bit. So that's step number 2. Number 3 is to review and revise. So when we go through something, especially something major, there's a certain amount of review that is kind of a natural part of the process. And sometimes with that review comes some revision. So there are things that you did before that may not be necessary now, may not work now, may need to alter some for some reason, some way, some format. So those revisions are going to need to take place, which brings us to our 4th point of getting to this on balance, getting back to on balance with the mental, physical, and emotional health, getting back to the good health, is to renew. And that is, there might be a new normal as a result of this situation of whatever you're going through. And so this new normal, you might want to try something new. Find new people, new friends, new groups to hang out with, to learn something new, to try something new. And when you feel ready, to shake up your routine a little bit. So sometimes stretching out of our comfort zone a little bit is, a necessary thing. And sometimes it's just a helpful thing to move on to the next things as we feel that we can and we're able to. So those 4 things are really helpful for moving back from the off-kilter stance to the on-balance stance. Okay, now I'm going to switch the tone here a little bit and do a little laughter yoga exercise. Now, interestingly enough, I got into laughter yoga right after my mom passed. And when I walked into this laughter yoga workshop, the last thing I wanted to do was laugh. And my teacher, who became a teacher and a friend to me, gave me a really good silent laughter, not a silent laughter, but it's a way to process grief or sadness with a laugh, but it's with that. So I'm going to give you 2 laughter yoga exercises on that one. So one is that one. And then I'm going to give you the pendulum slap, which is very different. So that one will be a little bit more uplifting. So the other one is you can take a deep breath in and then just release it out into however you want to do this. It can be a laugh if you want. It can be a fake it till you make it laughter, or it can be a sigh, or it can be a cry. It could be whatever you want, but just breathe it in and then breathe it out. If you want, you can try and smile with this. You don't have to on this one. That was the important thing that the instructor that I work with, Deb Whitaker, she taught me, was that it's not about the laughing part. It's just about the breathing and the oxygenation and just breathing and getting back to breathing, breath work. So inhale it in and exhale it out. Inhale it in and exhale it out. You can sigh it out. You can laugh it out. Inhale it in and laugh it out. Okay, now at the end of laughter yoga exercises, we take our hands together and go, very good, yay. Very good, yay. We do that twice. Okay, now I'm going to give you one, and you can stand for this one. I highly encourage you to join me on this one. This one's going to have a little bit different tone to it. Okay, a little bit happier tone. So what it is, and it's real easy to do. So what it is we're going to take an inhale in and lift one arm up, and then we're going to exhale it down and clap and pendulum the other arm out. So inhale it in, inhale it in, inhale it in, and then inhale it in, exhale it out, inhale it in, exhale it out, and do the breaths however you feel like doing them. Just, you can do this at a quicker pace and do one breath for each or half a breath for each. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So, and then just shake it out and enjoy that. Enjoy the process of doing that one. As I said, this one is a little bit different than the other one that I just did, and I was only planning on doing the pendulum claps. But as with live shows, sometimes things go a little bit differently, and I felt the need to give you that one, to give you both of those laughter yoga exercises as well. So again, at the end of laughter yoga exercise, we take our hands together. Very good, yay. Very good, yay. All right, and we do that because there's lots of acupressure points on the hands, and that helps get them activated and helps get you energized and into a little bit of a happier state. And even if it's just for a moment, you can try it and give it a shot and see if it helps a little bit in the moment, getting some breath works in. Because also, when we're sad, when we're off kilter, when we're out of balance, we tend to sink down a little bit. We tend to roll our shoulders over. We tend to cut off our oxygen supply. And we really need to oxygenate the cells, our cells in our body, to help remove toxins and also to help process and get all the healthy stuff moving through. So all that oxygenation helps your body cells be healthy. So we want to optimize and oxygenate to have the body be as healthy as possible. So, alrighty, now let's get to some balance and hooping. So if you're feeling off kilter, well, you might feel a little off kilter with this balance move if you're trying it for the first time. But what we're going to do is, you can grab anything, but we're going to grab a hoop, and I'm grabbing a small one just for right now, just to demonstrate, because it fits in the frame a little bit easier. But what I'm doing is, I'm going to sit in the chair because I'm on two different cameras here. So what I'm going to be doing, and you actually may want to stand with this, because when you first start doing the balance process, you're going to be moving over considerably. I have a rolly chair. It's going to make some noise, but the rolly chair will hopefully allow me to balance a little bit better. So what I'm doing is, I have an open palm. I'm going to set it underneath the hoop, and I'm going to kind of wrap the fingers around the hoop to start with. So I can start here, and then I will eventually be opening the hand to a curled position where I'm cradling the hoop, and also to a flat position where I'm actually balancing on a point, and then I will try and get to a point where I can balance just on a fingertip. So let's see if I can do that one sitting. All right, so what we're going to be doing, so one of the keys to balance is to have a focal point. And in yoga, you want to have like a soft gaze focal point. On this particular one of the helpful tricks that I learned, and this was from Steve Baggs, who is a balance master. He can balance all kinds of things, including hoops, lawn chairs, plungers, all kinds of things. He does juggling and hooping and in all kinds of amazing flow arts, circusy type of things. And so an amazing human being. And I've gone to one of his workshops, and one of his tricks, and actually I've gotten this from several people. So, but you're going to focus on the top axis points. So consider dividing your hoop into 4 quadrants. So you have a top or 12 o'clock position, a 6 o'clock position, 3 and 9, or 9 and 3, however you're looking at the hoop. These don't matter right now, just this top point and the bottom point. So just your little axis point. So if you were to spin the hoop or put this on the floor, this balance point is going to be your top and your bottom. So you're going to focus your gaze on this top point here. Now, as you're trying to balance, so you can just start with a two-handed balance. So you can start with like so. This is a little harder in the camera here, but so you can start with 2 points here, and I'm opening up the hands a little bit on this. And then you can also do this side balance here, or front balance, as the case may be. I'm turning to the side so you can see it a little bit better. But to me, it's a front balance because I'm facing straight on with it. So I'm going to open up the palm of my hand, and I'm just gently holding it here just to give it a little steadiness. And I'm going to try and go to the fingertips as much as possible. And this is exciting TV, isn't it? Balance is a very calming thing to do. So this takes some practice, some patience, and just almost a meditative state to do this. I also learned a balance. I took a balance workshop. It was an outdoor workshop at the Colorado World Hoop Day, one of our many celebrations in Fort Collins, Colorado. And the guy that was teaching this, it was a windy day. And I thought, well, this is ridiculous. I'm never going to learn balance on a windy day. Once again, I was demonstrated of how you can be a master at something, and the thing that you don't think is possible, that person makes it look really easy. And so even on a windy day, he was able to balance. So this, and that gives a little, I always say that the hooping is a metaphor for life. Even in the windiness of the day, he was still able to balance and keep the hoop steady. And he had to do a lot of work. Maybe he had to do a lot of work to do it. He made it look very easy, like he wasn't doing any work. But anyway, so I'm opening up the hand. I'm focusing up at the top. And then I'm going to let go when it feels comfortable. And you might need to move around. Now, when this does go out of balance, that's okay. So let it go, and you can just let it go into something else. Make it look like it's a fun thing. So I'm going to try it with my left hand and demonstrate this. I might need to move around a little bit more on this because the left hand, I have been working on this more though. Anyway. Sometimes you can use your nose for a little bit of balance. Now, I'm just showing you a hand balance here. You can balance on your face. You can balance on your nose. You can balance on your chest. You can balance, anything you want to balance on. You can balance on your arm. Part of a chest roll is a balance. So when you're doing a chest roll across, it's a moving balance, because you're moving the hoop across. So circular chest rolls, I have tutorials on all of these, of how to do these various moves on my YouTube channel. So definitely go check those out. So again, with a hand balance, now I'm going to show you trying to move it to the fingertip. So you can get from here. Now this one, the person who amazed me that I first saw doing this in my hoop journey was Tiana Zamor, and she did some fabulous. I think I took several of her workshops, and one she did balancing in this, and the incredible things that she can do with this are amazing. So definitely look her up on YouTube. But she did this where she went up to the fingertip and then rolled it back down. And the things that I haven't necessarily worked on, but I'm getting up to them. Also, hoop moves go in trends, and I remember balance was a big thing that was a trend, actually probably several years back now, because now it's now wedgies and there's all kinds of things, coin flips, all these different things go in style and are the move du jour. Anyway, balance used to be one of those moves, the trendy moves. Now it's just part of a lot of people's hoop practice. If it's not part of your hoop practice yet, you might want to try this. And I'll try to demonstrate from the other direction, if you can see that. There we go. Whee! So here's a fun thing that I like to do is into a reverse escalator when you lose the balance of this move. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up, 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 and when you feel like you're going to lose it, grab it and just let it escalator down. So that is a nice little transition when you are losing this, or you can just grab it, do all kinds of things to help you regain your composure, your balance, all that kind of good stuff. So I'm watching all the birdies out the window here that are, it's like they're coming to watch the show too. It's really cool. They're like lined up on the fence. I've not seen that before. Talk about balance and interesting little angels maybe on the fence. So anyway, all righty. So hopefully you've enjoyed this, and let's see here. How am I doing on time? There we go. Okay, I have a timer on one that I couldn't see. The other timer is not visible. So anyway, I'm going to give you the nutshell recap of what we covered. So the 4 ways if you're feeling off kilter, off balance, how to get back on balance. And those 4 ways in a nutshell are to do the step 1, which is rest, reflect, and reach out. Number 2 is to do a little something, anything to feel normal. And number 3 is to review and then to revise based on your review. And then number 4 is to renew or try something new with new people and work in that new normal. And when you feel ready, shake up the routine a little bit and get out of the comfort zone and try something new when you're ready. So those are the 4 things to help you get back into your best, your good health, mental, emotional, and physical states on that, and better well-being. And then we did the laughter yoga. We did actually 2 laughter yoga exercises. One was a sigh breath, where you inhale it in and exhale it out with any type of an exhale, whether it be a smile, a sigh, but which the whole point is to do a big exhale breath and just to release that energy. So inhaling it in and then exhaling it out. And if you want to, you can laugh this out. You can fake laugh if you want, or you could just, the whole point of that sigh laughter yoga exercise is to just release. So that doesn't have to necessarily involve a smile or laughter if you don't feel like it. So it's a good alternative when you're not feeling in the laughter mood. Now, if you are feeling in the laughter mode, you can do the pendulum slap, which was taking an inhale and then exhale, and then you're just releasing down, inhale and exhale. So you can just, it's almost like this feels like a Marx Brothers move to me. So it's like a, so that was a fun one as well. So you're just bringing the arm down, and as one arm comes down, it moves one body in motion, kicks the other body in motion. So enjoy that one as well. And then we did the hoop move of the balance, which we focus on the top part. We open up the hand, we move around a little bit, and when we start losing that balance, you can let that go. You can go into something else. And one of my favorite moves from there is to go into a reverse escalator. So you just wrap it around when you feel that you raise it up and then wrap it around. That's the part of that. That's the trick. So hopefully you enjoyed this show. Sorry, I was a little sad on the first part, but I had to explain why this show is a little bit different, although it is still fitting into the theme of the series here, which is my favorite hoop things. So off-body moves is one of my favorite hoop things, and the balance of the off-body is a good demonstration of an off-body move. So the hoop is off-body, and you're balancing. So it's different than the rest of the moves because it's more of a stillness move, even though you're moving around a little bit to adjust and do those micro adjustments. And again, much like in life, life is all about micro adjustments. What do you need to do to keep this thing steady? You need to move around. You need to turn around. What do you need to do? So enjoy the lessons that the hoop can bring you, that life can bring you. Sometimes they're not always fun, but if you can, try and laugh at some of them anyway, or smile, or at least learn in retrospect and when you're reviewing, and see if there's anything positive that you can find in the lessons of the learning. So anyway, all right. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Heart out to all of you guys. Oh, and I had a quote for this particular show too. I forgot about that. I'm remembering though. And that is, even the sun needs to hide sometimes. That's a personal quote by me. So, you know, when our earth rotates, we're not in lightness all the time. Sometimes we're bathed in the darkness. And sometimes even when the sun is there, it's hidden by clouds, by universal things, whatever the case may be. So, you know, just because everybody else is out and bright and sunny doesn't mean that, you know, you're experiencing the same thing on the same day. And, you know, on different parts of our planet, you're experiencing different weather patterns than I might be. So, you know, your sun, you know, the moon and the stars, yes, they're the same out there for all of us, but at different times. So it's all revolving and moving around, much like the hoop. So enjoy. Thanks so much for watching. Rock on. Peace out. Thank you. I will see you on the next episodes. There's 2 more left to this series. So join me, please, on those. And we'll do more health, humor, and hooping with the Hoop Love Y'all show. All right. Thanks for watching. Rock on. Peace out. Bye.